And it's a very abrupt stop and a very good morning to everyone out there on this. I think it's a Wednesday, October 25th. And if you're tuning in right now, look, I think in the past, 2-3 months, I've put out a lot of content about Exec Crüe, about this new professional networking group that's coming up and we're launching in January. So I put a lot of stuff out there. And if this is your first time tuning in, or first time even hearing about Exec Crüe, welcome. I got something exciting to share with you. But if not, look, go back. We had a great conversation with Ray Trevino and the Crew Truth. We had a podcast on Energy Crew podcast talking about this. You go over to Exec Crüe on LinkedIn. You can find out all this information. Even go to our website. Yeah, we got a website too at connectioncrew.com/Exec Crüe to learn more. But so honestly, I think today I'm just going to I want to change it up. I don't want to go through a presentation. I kind of want to leave this in a very kind of a fluid, dynamic conversation, kind of leave it short. In my mind, I had a 30-minute presentation. I'm going to talk about this. It's going to be this type of informational meeting. But I don't feel like beating a dead horse. And I feel like keeping it fresh and dynamic, which is something that we're all about over at any of the crews we're at, whether it's Crew Club, Exec Crüe, U Crew, Kids Crew, all that fun stuff. So we're going to get kicked off. Whoever's tuning in, thank you and good morning to you out there. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep this, 30,000 foot view. I think it's going to be a great conversation to have. And if you are kind of on the fence or you are still kind of curious about what to expect as a member of Exec Crüe, tune in. And we're also going to I'll be sharing the link, the registration link to register for our November 8th Connect and Discover event. That's pretty much, hey, come meet some folks, shake some hands, get to know, network with a couple people, and learn about Exec Crüe. And that's going to be, again, on November 8th. So I'm going to be dropping that link in a little bit. And we're also going to give an exciting update because today applications are open. But yes, we already have 7 spots that have been called out for and secured. So I'll give you an explanation on how to apply for Exec Crüe. So let's get this kicked off without further ado, as they say en France. Let's get this going. All right. So, and here we go. Okay. All right. So the whole idea of this Exec Crüe is pretty much we're trying to get people to come together, and it's happening. And it was some kind of I'll get into this later with the first experience about the first informational meeting. But the whole goal is we live in such the concept is we live in such a disconnected but connected world this day. We have over thousands of contacts on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, social media platforms everywhere. There's podcasts, leaders, masterclass. There's all this information out there. There's all this connections out there. But if you stop and think about it, who really are you connected with? Who really can you lean on and talk to and pitch things with? Get people to kind of look into your current situation, use as a soundboard, use as a mentor. And this is just going to be a community for that type of environment, for people to come together. And I'm going to share a couple stories about that because I think stories tell a better stories tell a better story. I think stories tell a better story than kind of a presentation. But let's get this going. Look, the whole idea about this, when I was talking about this with my buddy David Little, about kind of this concept, and he got kind of excited. He said, "Hey, this kind of sounds like a master class. This kind of sounds like an inner circle." And we kind of started talking. It really is that. It's kind of people say that the benefit from going to get an MBA is the networking side of it. Is the contacts that they make there, and that's what this is. This is going to be an inner circle, mastermind professional networking group. And over here, I have all this, and you can find this all on Exec Crüe or connectioncrew.com underneath the Exec Crüe tab. You can find all this. I put down some stats on the benefits of networks and connections. And it's funny. I started this company about two years ago, and I always talk about networks. I always talk about connections. I always talk about the value of it. And it is pretty amazing to see once you actually stop and reflect and start kind of putting the pieces together of the power of connections. And that's kind of what I'm excited to share. That's what I'm excited to bring people together and people to maximize that. So let's keep it going. So honestly, I think I kind of want to tell a couple stories. This is kind of a new slide I put together this morning. If you kind of look behind the camera, it's the house is in disarray. We're in the process of moving. So I threw this together this morning because I thought what better way to kind of tell the essence of what Exec Crüe is going to be about. And we say, hey, Exec Crüe, we're here to elevate your networks. We're here to elevate your knowledge, and we're here to elevate yourself. And reflecting back, I just have 3 great stories. And these stick figures, these aren't actually the people, these are stick figures to represent the people I'm talking about. Fun fact. So elevate your knowledge. Several years ago, not even, probably about 7, 8 years ago, I had a buddy who was very knowledgeable in one subject. And I had another friend who was over at a company, and he was trying to build a team. He was trying to build a team of getting all these people together and kind of go out there and kind of, firm something up. So he was asking about if I knew anyone with an X, Y, and Z type of knowledge. So I did. I had a great friend of mine, and I connected him. Well, great connection. There was a knowledge need. There was this person that I connected with, had that education, had that knowledge, had that experience. How about that? Not education, experience. And it was pretty magical to see. I mean, you look back and, flash forward, 7 years, they just sold their company. And that just didn't impact these 2 people on the screen. That impacted the entire team that they built up and worked along the way. So when I say elevate, and now they sold their company, it was a financial success. It was a success in the fact that they personally set goals and they achieved it. So not only that, now they're about to do another round of this. Now they're about to get the same group back together and do another round. So if you stop and look back, I put some content out there about this, but would that team be together without that one connection? Would that team have sold without that one connection? Would my friend be able to, again, I'm not, it sounds very narcissistic or egotistical, but would my friend have those opportunities that he has now without that connection? Again, that's the power of connection. That's what we're looking at, Exec. We're looking at connecting people and seeing the magic that comes from that. Okay. Elevated network. We want you to elevate your network because, again, we live in a hyper-connected world where everyone's connected to everyone, but how many people are truly connected? You go to industry conferences, you go to industry events, whatever it is, you might see 4, 5, 7, 8 different people, but are you really getting good connections, genuine connections with people? Looking back on the story, in the oil and gas, for those that are watching this, that don't know this, I'm in the oil and gas industry. That's my background. Since 2005. And, oil and gas industry is very cyclical. There's ups and downs. There's acquisitions, as we all can see. It's crossing a lot of headlines. Well, and in this, unfortunately, there are synergies where people end up, looking for their next role. Whatever happens. Well, in a hyper-competitive market, when everybody's looking for the next role, which you're probably in competition with a lot of people, it's the networks that matter. So looking back on this, from being connected through Crüe Club events, which is another networking organization that I have, they were able to land 7 or 8 different coffee meetings, different interviews with companies. And from that, they were able to not only land a new role, but also identify and pick which role that they thought would be best suited for them. So not only were they picking what they wanted to do, but they had options 2-way. And that is just through knowing people. That is through networks. You stand out when you're not just a name on the sheet. I had a conversation with a guy yesterday who was kind of in this circumstance, looking for his next role, looking for his next challenge. And it's one of those things where it's like, you're sending in resumes. I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm saying, who are you meeting? Who are you getting to know? So again, elevating your networks, elevating yourself. I can relate back to this. When I first started this, I had no idea what I was doing. I still don't. I'm still trying to figure this out. Hence, Exec Crüe. But I didn't know the first step in starting my own business. And elevating myself, I sat down with someone who's been in my shoes before, who has experienced what I was going through. And they shared me so much insight, and kind of that helped propel me for I think it was that day or the next day where I actually filed for an LLC and I launched Connection Crüe. And it was just amazing to look back without that connection, without that conversation. Would I be sitting here, talking to 2 people as I am this morning? I think my wife's one of them. So hello. So again, elevate your knowledge, elevate your network, elevate yourself. That is the whole goal of Exec Crüe. Now I'm going to kind of breeze through these slides. You can find them. Look at Exec Crüe. It's a professional networking organizational groups. That's limited memberships. And what we're going to do, it's going to be an online directory. We're going to have members have access to each other around the clock. All right. It's not really around the clock, but obviously whenever people want to. But we want to extend the genuine connections outside of our events. So an online directory, an active community that's dynamic and communicating, that's pinging problems. Hey, what do you think about this? Hey, I just had this idea. Does anyone have any experience knowing X, Y, and Z? All right, executive coaching sessions. You are listening to someone that is about 2 weeks away of being a certified executive coach, and I'm extremely excited about that. I've had a lot of sessions with a lot of potential customers. I've had a lot of practice sessions, and seeing people kind of share what's on their mind, share their agenda, and helping people get through their stuck points and seeing the result of that. And it's crazy actually applying the coaching things that I've learned, and not only that, the network of coaching that I've grown to know, bringing them people, but also seeing the impact and seeing people get unstuck to achieve their goals. So I'm pumped about bringing that to the table at Exec Crüe. Webinar access, we're going to be having stuff like this, webinars we have exclusive access to, and we're going to see where that goes. It's not going to be standard, boring webinars. Connection methods, this is kind of cool. Being in the industry of connections, we have engineered different ways, different approaches, different bridges that our members can connect with each other. Because, hey, at the end of the day, sometimes networking is awkward. Sometimes introducing yourself and establishing that bond is awkward. That's why we've engineered different ways for members to bridge with other members. Okay. And of course, you have access to our monthly meetups. And again, that's what you get right now. Who knows where this is going to go and evolve into? That's why I'm so excited about this. And let's okay, questions and reflections. These are just kind of quick questions to ask yourself. In your last role, you look, you want to tell stories when you're talking about a community, because that's the impact, that's the value, that's the benefit. So looking back on this, I think we can all relate. Where did you land your last role? How did you land your last role? Was that through just submitting your application to a void, to an email, or was that through knowing someone, getting connected through someone? I can probably say that all of my job roles, my professional job roles, have started through connections, except for my first one. And that was through a connection who recommended a staffing company. How has one introduction changed your career trajectory? Whether that's through landing a new role, whether that's landing a new sale, whether that's getting a piece of information that kind of streamlines your day, it saves you time, so you can get into other areas that allow you to kind of progress and evolve in your current role. So how has one introduction changed the trajectory of your life? I could say one introduction, October 25th, 2017, when I met my wife. One introduction, and look how it changes people's lives. What is the value of one connection? I find this interesting. People say, that's great, but this, this company or this group is more members, or XYZ more members. His annual dues are $35 here. That's fine. But what is the value of one connection that can completely transform your company's current progression, or the current trajectory? Who in your network are you calling to utilize? I mean, I know I have a strong network, but if I didn't have, if I'm looking at myself 2 years ago, who in my networks could I call and say, hey man, what do you know about taxes? What do you know about kind of setting up an LLC? What do I have to do? What do you know about naming a company? What do you know about kind of, hey, look, I have this pitch deck. Can you look at this? Who do you actually know besides your echo chamber that you can actually build things off of, that you can utilize to elevate yourself? And again, are you connecting with other leaders? Are you going to these large industry networking events, burning your time away from your family only to get a deck of business cards that you're probably not going to contact with after? So are you surrounding yourself with the people that you want to surround yourself with to elevate yourself? And also, do you enjoy BSing about building businesses? I know I do. All right. These are some benchmarks. You can find them. I'm not going to get into this boring stuff. 360 networking. This is the cool part. When Exec Crüe first came into mind, it was, I think, two. It was knowledge, passion, and strength sharing. And I think it was quarterly in-person events. The evolution that this thing has taken place in the last just 2-3 months alone it's exciting. It's inspiring. I am pumped up about this. Now we have membership bridges. We have this. So there's all these different ways to make this community not just stronger, but also rise together. And I'm excited about that. All right. I'm not going to answer the boring stuff you can read online. Genuine connections. That's what's important. Member driven. It's not, we're not bringing in paid, boring speakers to be subject matter experts. Well, this is what we talk about here. When you're looking at deal flow, you want to look at this. We want the members to come and say, hey, look, I've learned about this. We had this success last month, and this is kind of what happened. This is what I learned, and this is how it can help you. This will be member-driven, member dynamic, and we're going to see not just the successes, but also the challenges that we're faced with. knowledge sharing, membership bridges. We're going to get into that. Here's the membership bridges I was talking about. Okay, so we have engineered or designed 12 different approaches that our members can connect with one another versus, hi, give your first name and an animal that represents your, represents you and sit down. No, this is connections made. This is genuine connections that are targeted and very beneficial. How about that? So, for example, my 2 cents is mentorship. Hey, Catherine, I see you're kind of doing this. However, I was in your current situation, a year and a half ago, and this is my 2 cents. Have you tried looking into these different services or delegating these different tasks so you can focus on this? My 2 cents. That's kind of a mentorship kind of approach. What do you know about? We have someone in the luxury residential development industry right now. There's a lot of real estate investment gossip going along in the oil space right now. If I'm curious about that, I can ping this person. Hey, what do you know about real estate investing? I really don't know. I got my alarm set, but I want to talk to someone that's in the industry that knows firsthand about this. And similar, what do you know about oil and gas investing? Well, actually, this is kind of what I know. This is to watch out for. This is what to look out for. So boom, you got that knowledge share. You got that cross-industry knowledge sharing. Teach me, cast a line. Hey, everyone, I'm about to kind of go on. I want to sell my company. Here's a pitch deck I have and all this stuff. Can anyone take a look at this? Or, hey, look, I'm about to go in and talk about, sourcing new capital. Okay. Does anyone have any experience sourcing new capital in the family office space? What do they look for? So casting a line. Hey, everyone, I have a problem. Community, come help. Again, I'm not going to go through all this stuff, but these are ways for members to connect with other members on different levels, whether it's mentorship, whether it's, hey, look, I just need a follow-up. I need a soundboard. Hey, guys, I'm just looking for some support. I want to buy you a cup and learn about kind of how you got in your role and how you're navigating supply chain constraints, whatever. So I'm excited about that. Monthly meetups, we're looking at probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And what that looks like, we're going to come in, kind of have a talk. What that looks like, whether it's professional, personal development talk on the coach's side, or what that's going to be as a member coming up and talking about their successes and sharing valuable lessons learned and how that can help the group out. And then after we're going to break up, we're going to have a financial management table, a marketing table, a team building table, whatever we're going to have. It's going to change every month, but there's going to be probably about 2 topical tables or maybe 1 topical table. And at the end, let's say I have a lot going on in my work. I really don't want to talk about marketing or brand exposure. I want to talk about this specific thing. Well, there's going to be a table for just dialogue on supporting and navigating through whatever is going on in their current life, in their career. So again, you're looking at a community right there, community of people building each other up, teaching, mentoring, and sharing their strengths. Here's the timeline. We are at October 25th. So not only is this the informational live stream, but also applications are open. I'm pumped about that. I'm excited. We're doing 25 memberships, and we're already at 28% capacity. So if you are curious about learning more, applying to this, head over to connectioncrüe.com, head over to Exec Crüe, read up all about it. And if this is for you, please go ahead and apply. Again, it's not for everyone. Some people are finding the roles, not learning from others, and being stagnant. Some people have been in the roles and they don't feel that they need to know anyone else, or they don't need to expand their connections or learn anything. That's fine. It's not for you. This is for people. This is for leaders that are dynamic, that want to grow, that are still curious, that want to improve, and also that want to know, kind of get out of their own way a little bit. November 8th, we're going to have an in-person Connect and Discover. Come network. I will drop that. Actually, I'm going to drop that right now. Where is it at? All right. And here is okay, so I need to add this link. I'm going to add this link to our I will add this link to our Instagram live Instagram page. We have a couple questions here too. We have Michael Hell saying, are all the meetups in Houston? Actually, this was a great point. And as this changes, as this evolves, I'm going to say majority of meetups will be in Houston. Yes. However, I am open to having a offsite quarterly, maybe a quarterly destination meeting. Again, this is dynamic. Members come together and we say, what works? Does anyone have any business meetings that they can take in Oklahoma City, Denver, in San Diego? Doesn't matter. Can we have these meetups outside of Houston, where also meetings can kind of occur outside of this? So yes, as of right now, Michael, the majority of meetups, yes, will be in Houston. However, we are open to having discussions with the members and seeing how many can we do offsite? How many do we want to do at different locations? And again, for the next 6 months, yes, this is kind of primarily a Houston-based thing, but that doesn't mean just like Crüe Club, it doesn't travel. So I'm excited about that. And also, I do want to open this up to people that are outside of Houston. And I think that's a perfect opportunity to have people that are outside of Houston attend. And yes, so my idea right now is the majority of meetups will be in Houston, Michael. However, we will have, after talking to the members, I'm assuming that we will have meetings that are kind of out of Houston. Potentially, we have members in New Orleans. We have members that are curious in Oklahoma City, members that are curious in Denver and in Midland. So we are very open to kind of moving meetings around, which I'm fine with. I dig. So thanks for that question. And also, I miss you, Michael. We got to play soon. After we move in, we'll get back on the line. Okay. And again, you talk about the elevating your networks. That is someone, Michael Hale is someone I met through a Crüe Club event. I didn't know this guy before. Now I consider him a very, very good friend of mine that we have a lot of great conversations with. Okay, let's get to what the time commitment. We're all busy here. I have so much stuff going on. I think you do too out there. So what is the monthly time commitment for a member at Exec Crüe? I'm saying, look, just like anything in life, you get out what you put in. So look, you just want to go to the monthly meetups and kind of call it a day and maybe pick up the phone if another member's calling you about something. Sure, fine. You're looking at 2.5 hours, 3 hours of your life. However, I want members to contact other members instead of listening to whatever to listen to on the radio on the way home, T Swift or whatever. I want members to contact other members. Hey, Michael, I got a question about kind of this. I'm looking at this geology software. Michael is a geologist, so I'm using my example. I got this geology software. What do you know of? Is this very accurate? So again, I want people to be commuting to work, home from work, meeting up for coffee. I want people to get together and connect, have conversations outside of the meeting where they can grow, they can connect. And honestly, this is kind of attractive to the people that aren't living, quote, in Houston location geographically. So you can still connect with other members. You can still connect with other leaders through the 12 different engineered membership bridges. All right, what else are we looking at here? All right, meetup details. Again, Michael, this answers your question a little bit. Time, location, Houston mornings. Again, that is primarily the majority of meetings, but that doesn't mean they're going to stay there the entire time. Monthly meet. Hey, look, September to May. We understand summers are your summers with family. I know I've been trying to plan stuff for the past 2 years in the summer when I try to get professionals out to do networking. And I just understand that when you're competing against great, awesome networking events such as Crüe Club and families, sometimes Crüe Club and networking events takes the back seat. Do I understand that? No. Do I respect it? Yes. So we're going to be doing most of our monthly meetups from September until May. And we're going to have some, maybe some fun networking events in the summer months, but be more casual meetups, more casual networking style feel. But yes, there will be mornings. September to May, starting in the morning. Nothing better than kicking off your morning with a nice cup of coffee and an Executive Crüe mug and conversing with other leaders and other people in your networks that support you. So that's what it looks like for now. All right. I'm not going to get any membership benefits, but also, let's look at the membership over. We are almost done, and thank you everyone for kind of staying in line with this. Membership overview. We've already gone with this online directory, coaching, and all stuff. There's 25 memberships. Why 25? Well, when this started, again, it was 60. Let's have 60 members. Oh, let's have 60. But you know what I've realized? Again, there's something inside of me that says, look, I look around these Crüe Club events. I look around these 120 different events that I've had at the other networking group that I have, Crüe Club, and I see, look, when the table's full, when the table is about 18, 17, 18, 20 people, that's when some great conversations happen. That's when some great connections happen. So why not emulate that for this first year? So we're going to have 25. We're going to keep it small throughout because with us, it's the quality. It's the quality of connections, not the amount. It's the quality of your inner circle, your mastermind group, your executive MBA feel of your circle, this group. So we're starting off with 25 until January 1st, 2024. Membership will be $5,000, and from that is going up to 7,500. And after that, once we do kick off memberships again, that should be 9-1 because that's when the cycle. So it's September to September. That's the annual due, September to September. So that's a mistake. It should be 9-1, not 1-1, and the to be determined. And again, this is there's a lot of different executive professional networking groups out there. Some ranging from $25,000, $50,000 to 75. There's a lot. Pretty much, there's a lot of stuff out there. And honestly, I find some other ones kind of non-dynamic. And I'm not going to say, look, I'll say it dull. I find them dull, non-dynamic. I find it very cookie cutter. And so I think for the value of I'm not going to say value. I think for the cost of this, I think what's the value connection to you? A cool part is also I talk to your CPA. All right, don't listen to me. Talk to your CPA. But this is a professional networking organization that's based on knowledge exchange, learning, mentorship. So this could be, I think the dues and the membership fees could be a potential tax deduction. So again, talk to your CPA. But that's what my CPA told me. So again, the membership could be a tax deduction. That's kind of an added cool thing. So why let the government take your taxes? All right, so breakdown. This is what we have right now so far. If you are curious, if you are on the fence and you are looking for something to move and you don't want to be a first mover, okay, so right now we have 18 spots remaining. We've already filled up 7 spots. We have a gentleman in the midstream and ports section that hey, look, I'm going to announce all these people probably beginning of next week. But right now we're going to do little teasers out there right now. So number 1, midstream and ports. Number 2, we have residential luxury development. We have 2 people in the oil and gas space. We have 1 person, the human capital consultant, a headhunter, an executive placement person. We have 2 people in the IT space, and we have 18 spots remaining. So again, this will be a tight-knit community, and this will be something where members come in and teach what their strengths are, and also teaching others. So if you are uncomfortable talking in front of peers, this is a perfect place to stay uncomfortable because we're going to be requiring people just kind of get up and talk about what's their passion, what's their strengths. Again, the breakdown over here: founder, CEO. We're majority right now. Founder, CEO. We have COO also, and a partner in a firm as well. So again, if you're curious about this, we have already 7 confirmed spots, and again, we're looking for 25. Connections change lives. Connections open up opportunities. Connections. If you talk to people, how did you get your last job? It was probably from someone you knew. Where'd you find about this opportunity? It was probably from someone you knew. Okay, so I remember a couple years back, I introduced 2 people. One had a need, one had the knowledge. Connected them. Flash forward a couple years, they sold their company, and now they're going to be doing another company. 30,000-foot view is to bring leaders together, to bring executives, to bring senior managers, to bring entrepreneurs and founders together in a small community. Everyone is a teacher and everyone's a student. We can match people's strengths and passions with people's blind spots and weaknesses. And I can learn from you. You can learn from me. You want to learn how? Join Exec Crüe.
Ooh.
You like that?
That's it right there.
I dig it. Man, you gotta love the midnight marketing quality. Shout out to Midnight Marketing for just helping out with everything. Awesome group of people. Okay, so anyway, I want to thank everyone for this morning. Again, if you have any questions, please tune in. But honestly, I am excited. I'm pumped. I actually had a Exec Crüe conversation yesterday. I talked to someone that came to the first. Actually, I'm going to give a kind of recap of the first meeting. The first meeting, we had probably about 15 or 16 people in the room. And it started off, again, very just standard, like, hey, this is what to expect. And, kind of after talking about, what to expect, I opened, the room. Hey, what is everyone looking to get out of this? What does everyone feel about this? And it was such a cool, magical experience, kind of like, it just solidified and validated everything because I'm sitting here, I've got leaders talking about, I face these challenges. And then people start talking about imposter syndrome. I deal with this. And I hear people talk about, I I have a tough time getting in people's offices. Something about me. I don't like picking the phone up. So you started seeing kind of not people's strengths being discussed, but kind of what their challenges were, what their blind spots were. And then you had other people kind of fill in, hey, I totally understand that. I've been there. Have you tried this? So there was, even from that informational meeting when it wasn't even membership yet, you saw some great conversations, some great vulnerable connections being made. And I thought that was such a great aspect of it. I talked to a guy yesterday who I would love to have as a member. And, it's a startup company. And, when it came down to the membership cost, like, yeah, I'm not sure right now. We're kind of bootstrapped this. Totally understand. Totally get that. And I don't know if I think that was before I learned about the tax deduction thing. But anyway, regardless, we had probably about a 40-minute conversation on his insight, his thoughts about this, and kind of different ways to kind of beef up or improve Exec Crüe through minor little tweaks, maybe some clarification points that I could do. So again, a 40-minute conversation of someone saying, hey, look, I'm interested in Exec Crüe, but I'm not doing it. I learned more in that 40 minutes about this Exec Crüe thing from having conversations in the past 2 months. It was awesome. Again, these Exec Crüe conversations, they're so impactful and so targeted, and I love having them. So again, that story happened yesterday, and I'm excited about it. So again, if you are curious about checking out Exec Crüe, please reach out to me. And I think that's it. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And I always think about this, if I'm sitting on the fence, I'm saying, no, I'll wait a little bit. I'll see what kind of shakes up, and I'll wait a little bit. My thing is, if I could look back and I could be part of a community like this a year ago, how different would my year be right now? Where would I be right now? What stressors would I not have right now in my life currently? What opportunities could have opened up? I'm thinking about connections I made recently. It's like, man, I can't wait for this relationship to evolve, to grow, to see what's going to happen here, because there are collaboration talks. Now, imagine if that happened a year ago versus me sitting down like, okay, well, should I be getting involved? I'm going to wait till next year. Okay, so that's kind of my spiel. That's kind of my shtick. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in. If you have any questions about this, please reach out to me. Head over to connectcrüe.com. Find out how to get connected. We're excited about bringing people together and leaders to elevate your networks, knowledge, and elevate yourself. So again, thank you all. We're going to do a little send out with this cool video I put together that you're going to have to watch again.